Okay, hey guys, this is CH Pipe here again. This is another Napoleon Total War battle. This is a battle replay that I fought a while ago. This is a 2v2 battle, and it's myself and my ally. We've both gone Great Britain, and we're playing against a player that's gone Great Britain again, and he's actually called this Tartan Spartan. He's actually chosen a lot of Scottish troops. They all have kilts, and he's chosen the Highland Foot, and I think there's another one. I think there's a Black Watch Regiment as well. Yeah, he's got the Black Watch Regiment, so that's a classic Scottish regiment, renowned worldwide for their ability to stand under fire. His ally's gone Ottoman Empire, and these guys have really bad missile troops, but they have really good melee troops. So they do have line infantry, but when you compare them to our infantry or France's infantry, or even inferior ones like Austria, they're really bad. Like some of the line infantry don't even have what you call those knives in the ends of the muskets. Well, they're very bad in melee as well. Well, those ones are, but they've got specialised troops. Like for example, these guys here, they're very powerful melee stats. So one unit of these guys in melee could be worth maybe 3 of my men in melee. So they're really good. So both these armies are really good in melee. You tend to find that the kilted troops aren't as good in missile, but they have better melee stats. However, all in all, the Scottish troops are more expensive. So what we'll do is, I'll fast forward this, because we both agreed, myself and my ally, that if my ally was to attack up here, he would get annihilated. And also the river crossing has been staked as well. That means he can't bring over cavalry on that side. I think Napoleon Total War is a great game. However, it could have been a lot better. It feels really unfinished. For example, here there's a lot of sitting about in Napoleon Total War. A lot of people camping in hills and whatnot, and that's like fine. But after a while, it gets a bit boring. So I think it could have been done a lot better. Online multiplayer. I said before, the campaign's really good, but multiplayer at times can be quite repetitive and quite a camp fest, especially when you've got artillery, and artillery's a lot better in Napoleon Total War than Empire. I have joined up there, my army and my ally. We joined up and we marched around, and we're going to take on our opponents. That was a far better strategy than attacking different sides. My opponent staked the ground there just to hamper the cavalry, and it should be a good battle here. For some reason, Ottoman Empire player kept the bulk of his troops here. Bit of a mistake, to be honest. He's got his melee troops here, and to have a better strategy would be to have them around about here to support the missile troops. because obviously if you split up your troops like this, it's usually a bad idea because they're less powerful. They can get double teamed. So we'll speed this up. We're just basically forming up our armies, and you can see the first engagements happening over here. And we have the British Rifles, and if I remember correctly, these guys they have very long range, but they don't have the stats of the light skirmishers. So they're fairly accurate long range, but they're quite expensive. And plus he hasn't put these guys into skirmish formation, which is a mistake. So it means that when these guys fire, they're going to get caught. And again, that's a good use of the defensibles there. They took a lot of damage from the rifles. And battle's finally away. So again, Britain doesn't really have very good light skirmishers, but they still have a use for Britain. They can still take away fire from other troops. They're half decent. They're not amazing. They're all right though. And you can see, obviously, the Ottoman troops just came in there, and these guys are really powerful. So these guys with a chevron are very powerful, and the foot guards taking put a volley in, which killed about 15 troops there. Foot guards are fairly powerful in melee as well, but they're a lot more expensive. Plus, the Ottoman troops here are tired, whereas foot guards are fresh, and Ottoman has his flanks and rear are being exposed as well, so that will cause a morale shock, and they just routed. So that wasn't a particularly good charge there. You shouldn't really expose your troops like this. It's more of a suicide charge. So this is my side over here. Lined up everything, we're getting multiple shots from different angles. And he's bringing over his melee troops again. These guys are really powerful. So I actually withdrew these troops because they're going to get caught in a crossfire here. So these guys will suffer some friendly casualty hits. But to be honest, it's probably worth it, because these guys are really powerful. You can see the morale just dropped when they got outflanked, and they're on the verge of routing, and they're broken. So that was a quite good strategy there to deny Ottoman Empire the chance to get in a melee assault there. So the battle is raging in the centre. And just speed this up. I mean, a 2v2 battle is usually fairly long in Napoleon Total War. Just a unit scale. And we can have... My ally brought one unit of Highland Foot. And it's always good to bring one unit of elite infantry, because they have a morale effect and it can help the rest of the troops. And a charge there from Ottoman may get caught by the two units in square formation. Plus he's getting caught in a crossfire as well from these troops. He's getting fired upon by foot units. So it's a really bad strategy to attack in single units like that. And again, poor formation with the skirmish troops. And the light infantry, as I said before, is very poor for Ottoman. It would be unwise to... Even the old guard would crumble under this fire. So we're just ploughing through the left flank of the enemy, trying to get to this position, and then we can take out the Ottoman Empire fully. So we'll speed this up. It's quite a long battle.
Our men are running, sir.
And we'll just keep on shooting and pushing up. Check out the kilted Spartans army. There's a lot of Highland foot. More Highland foot there. So he's basically got a lot of Highland foot. Some light dragoons. They're fairly powerful because they have guns as well. However, I'd probably say that's too many light dragoons. So both myself and my ally were pushing forward. Both armies lost not too many troops, near enough intact. And this is when my allied general just got killed there. So I wonder where he got killed. Oh, over here, yeah. The Black Watch. He was in a Black Watch unit. I don't know whether he forgot about that unit. And finally, the Ottoman Empire is bringing the bulk of his troops over. So just play this again. I'd also say graphically Napoleon Total War is superior to Empire. It's got better graphics and it runs a lot better. But you do get some pretty cool troops in Empire. You do get a lot of the American troops, like US Marines are good. You get, which other ones? The Swiss Guard for France. They're amazing. So again, Great Britain has really good infantry, superior to Ottomans, and in this example, the foot soldiers are better than the Highland foot in missile for the price. The only way to have an advantage would be if you charge down to the Highland foot, and traditionally the Highland regiments had very good melee attacks. If you look back at the Battle of Culloden, it resulted in a loss for the Jacobite army, but up till then, the Jacobite army won a lot of battles using the Highland charge, running down the hill with their claymores and their shields and their shorter swords. Culloden, they lost because a number of factors. They didn't do the Highland charge, they get bogged down in marsh area and very, very unorganised. So instead of firing, my opponent should have been probably trying to get into melee. And this is actually quite a good strategy, bringing Highland foot with the Ottoman melee troops, because it would have been very deadly in melee combat, but they've been trying to engage in a gunfight, and we have the better stats for that. And we still have the cavalry as well, and the Royal Scots Greys, who are elite cavalry units. And he still has 6 light dragoons, and he could have outflanked and got some kills at the back. But it's just a complete domination in the gunfight here. That whole encircling with the units, and they're properly lined as well. Some of the opponent's units are a bit bulky. I mean, that's very bulky. For example, if you look at here, those units there are shooting, and they're actually hitting their own troops there. Same with here as well. They're shooting, but they're actually hitting their own troops. So these guys are going for a charge there. And the word I'm trying to remember before is bayonet. These guys don't have bayonet. So if you look at their muskets, they're on the verge of routing anyway, but they don't have bayonet on their muskets, whereas my men do. And if I remember correctly, these guys are foot guards as well. So these guys are elite line infantry. And he did a head rush with the light dragoons there, and light dragoons have guns and swords. So you're meant to use light dragoons as skirmishers at the start of the battle to shoot at the sides and rear of the enemy. He only used them for attacking, like a frontal attack, and he probably would have been better bringing heavy cavalry if that was his strategy. So we're going to speed this up. The battle's raging again. We're just pushing forward, gaining lots of kills.
One of our units has used all its ammunition, sir.
So some of the troops have actually run out of ammunition. I forgot how good the music is in this game. We'll turn it up slightly. Perhaps that might be too loud, but it's pretty epic, I think. As we look at some of the Highland Foot, very poor morale. And again, leaving troops vulnerable. And my light dragoons and Royal Scots Greys going in for the charge there. And they're going to rout. Plus, another thing to remember, when you engage in a gunfight, you don't want to have too many units close together like this, because if these guys shoot and miss troops like that, they will hit troops at the back. So we'll zoom in for some close action on the Highland Foot firing, or the Foot Guards firing. Look at the Highland Foot firing their kilts. This is pretty epic. And again, the Ottoman line of infantry are fairly poor, so we'll speed this up. And again, he's doing the same thing, again he's shooting his own troops at the back.
Our men are running, sir.
So at this point, the battle is pretty much won. Even though he is hill camping a little bit here, we're using the hill here to gain shots, and I still have skirmishers that have greater range. You can see there, that's a good example. The bullets flying over like that. Any troops that get caught in the back here do get shot. So you need to make sure you don't want to have big blocks of units. You want to have them lined out, with maybe like a couple of units in the back for reserve.
One of our units has used all its ammunition, sir.
And a last ditch assault, the Tartan Spartan is bringing forward his light dragoons for a last ditch assault. I think this might be the last battle of the game, or encounter of the game. He's engaging the Foot Guards, and these guys are elites, and then square formation. So that's kind of like what happened in Waterloo. If you ever watched the film Waterloo, and there's quite a cool scene with the infantry going into square formation. That's the enemy general just killed there. It's just the one unit of I think that's one of our guys. Our units there. So I think it's just that one unit of the general's bodyguard that's left. And I think they're going to go in for the charge. The last ditch charge. And they're going to get destroyed. They're routing already. So that was a great win, great game. My ally played really well, and it's quite a good army, well, quite an interesting army the Tartan Spartan brought, and it's a pretty cool name as well, I think. So thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. This is COH Piper signing off.